Eyewitness News this morning, first one on the air 35 years ago tomorrow, so we've been celebrating all week long.
And as part of that, we thought we'd give you all a little behind-the-scenes look at how we, because it is a team effort, make it all happen.
Producers, photographers, directors, our web team, a long list, the assignment desk. It's a long list of people, yes, who make this thing happen. Makeup artists who make this thing happen and get you the information you need every day early in the morning. Now at 5:30, this is Breaking Overnight. Each morning, Chicago chooses to wake up with ABC 7.
No day on the morning show is the same as the morning before.
Stand by.
And every single day, there's an army of people who get to work while the Windy City still sleeps. I get up at 1:30 in the morning, and I get up that early because I want to have some idea of what's happening in the world before I come in here. That early start time comes with preparation for the day's biggest topics like breaking news, traffic, and weather. But first, makeup.
Welcome back. I love this. I love mornings. I'm a morning person, so the fact that I get to help wake Chicagoans up makes my day.
The entire team works together to put on 2.5 hours of news, from our assignment desk and editors to producers, photographers, show directors, to management, and more.
The night folks have gone home, and so it's just you guys, and so you really get to know and love the folks you work with.
We have a little bit more time and flexibility in the morning, and so we can use that to build in some moments and make everybody closer.
Some even describe it as a family.
We're there for each other, you know? It doesn't matter if you're on the air, behind the scenes, in the field. It's our morning family.
There's an incredible team here that viewers do not know the way that they know us.
The reason that people watch us and stay with us is because what you see is what you get.
I am so grateful for the stability that comes with that steady group of people and these hours and this show that we get to put on every single day for people.
When it comes together, it's like, wow, we really did it. And it's that team driving force behind everything.
So from our family to yours, thank you for making ABC 7 the #1 station in Chicago.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's coming down.
It's halfway done.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
All the pictures, all the memories.
I know.
Because you've been here. We're celebrating 35 years of Eyewitness News this morning, but we're also celebrating 35 years of Roz Barron.
Because they hired me for the morning show. So my anniversary is the same date as the morning show. So all these pictures are in my office, on the wall, on my door. I didn't try to take the ones off my door because they're like, I'm gonna peel off a lot of paint. Yeah, I'll get to that today. But some of these, like, okay, that one to the left, like third row down, when I was at the Shedd Aquarium, I got to scuba dive in the Caribbean Reef where they do the shows.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, some of the stories that I've been able to do over the years, just amazing
I just thought about you could write a book in retirement.
I could.
Well, you already have
thought about it yet?
a book.
It's a lot of work.
So we need I know, you already did write a book.
I'd have to remember everything, though, and I can't remember everything.
You got enough
you
video.
start going through those pictures.
I know.
Oh, yeah, that does jog my memory.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons that I blog when I go on trips, so I can remember it.
Yeah, I agree.
Smart.
It's just like my diary, you know?
It is.
Very good.
Wow, a lot of memories.
And a lot of work cleaning out your office.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Cleaning out 35 years of work, or memories and
If you have a chance, like, go up there, because I did take all the pictures off the wall in the office. It looks bad.
They'll be all right.
that's
They got
where
it.
maintenance
They'll
comes
figure
in,
it
yeah.
out. So you've been around for 35 years. I think we've got somebody around here who's actually been here for, we'll ask him when he comes on out. Come on out. We got a special guest that's joining us. Look who it is!
Good morning, guys. How are you?
This was teased as a surprise for us. I see you, Dave Phil.
Well, I see you all the time, but not usually so publicly.
Exactly.
Right. And people don't get to see you.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And how long have you been here, Dave?
I've been here just over 42 years.
42.
Wow.
And actually, I came into the building much earlier than that. My dad worked on something called The Morning Show with Jim Conway way back in the 60s. So my first appearance on this channel was in black and white.
Wow.
Oh, my
Goodness gracious. By the way, Dave's one of our media managers right here.
Yep.
And kind of takes in. You tell everybody what you do.
Well, I take in video that the producers are asking for and process it, add the little courtesy super that it might need. Sometimes I need to find stuff. We have various ways of processing it. And there's another job that I do sometimes, which is setting up the election returns displays. So that takes me off the morning show now and then for a few weeks, but I've been doing that since 1985.
Look at this, David. Look at the screen there. Tell us what was going on.
45.
That was my last appearance on the morning show. We used to have a thing called Music Archives.
I remember that.
And we can't do it anymore because of shows like this, because of streaming. It used to be really easy to prepare music and put it on television, but because of the internet, the rights are a lot more restrictive, so we can't do that anymore.
Who's this band?
Well, this is News Emergency, appearing on the Oprah Winfrey Show just before they went national. Oprah did a Christmas show that was all Channel 7 talent.
Oh, wow.
Everybody in that band worked in our newsroom. Craig Clark, some of you remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's Steve Perrin on the guitar, and Jan Gilbert is on keyboards. And we had another guy named Bill Camacho who played saxophone with us most of the time, but he couldn't be on because he had been laid off at that time. Oddly, he later worked for Oprah. So,
Of course. He landed just fine, yeah.
oh, and one fun thing has been getting to meet celebrities to come here. You know, Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr., some of my favorite singers. We just saw Richard Lewis, who just passed away. And besides the people, the animals.
Oh,
These penguins are from Brookfield Zoo. That eagle was, I think, from SeaWorld. And, you know, we get close to some really important Chicago memories, like that Cubs World Series trophy.
Oh, man.
And the Bulls. I think that's the first trophy. I think that's the first one, but I'm not sure.
Wow.
I don't have the date of that.
Do you have the picture with the Stanley Cup?
Oh, we miss these guys. We miss these guys so much. They were loads of fun to work with. This is just about a year and a half ago. We had all been at the company for 40 years, so we were all flown to New York for a big celebration.
Oh, cool.
And that's just a couple of weeks ago. That's me on election night, working on processing the returns to display for all the viewers at home.
Dave, what about this very room that we're in?
Oh, this was when I first entered this room, it was probably to see the movie Alien.
Oh, it was a movie theater.
This was the State Lake Theater.
Get out
The
of here.
projection booth was right above Jennifer Graves, our news director's office. And this was all movie theater. And I actually almost walked out of Alien. I was so scared. But you know, then they made this into the studio for the Oprah Winfrey Show. That clip you saw earlier, that was up on the 12th floor, which is where all our studios were.
Wow.
We used to be renters in this building just from the 9th floor up. And actually the building goes back further because before Channel 7 was here, the predecessor of Channel 2 was here, and before that, an experimental station run by Zenith was here before World War II. So this building has been doing television for as long as television's been a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you know all this?
I study up.
Where is that? Is that in this building?
That's this room.
Yes.
That's
Really?
this room. That's the temporary newsroom.
I remember that.
They were modernizing.
You do remember that?
Yes.
They were modernizing the third floor newsroom to make it better for computers.
Yeah.
And for a couple of months, we were down here.
Is that Sean Lewis?
The Steve Lewis.
Steve Lewis. I mean, Stephen Lewis.
Oh, wow. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, that's Stephen Lewis.
Yeah, it actually
Temporary.
worked pretty well as a temporary setup, except the playback machines were still up on the 3rd floor. So we would edit down here. We had a rope and a pulley
Adriana.
that we would bring the tapes up.
Oh my
Goodness.
Man.
Yeah,
It is Adriana.
That is Adriana.
People have been in this building 30, 40, quite a few, right?
Not that many that have been here that long. There's a couple of others in the newsroom. At that 40-year celebration we saw earlier, there was one guy who's been here 50 years, which is Kenny Bedford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous photographer.
Yeah.
But there aren't a whole lot of people who have been here quite this long.
Yeah.
Do you have a couple favorite memories? I'm sure it's difficult to
Well,
pick,
you know,
but-
some of the weirdest things there was one weird thing that happened in 1990. It was early Saturday morning, and I was producing the 5 p.m. news in those days, and our assignment editor was the only other person in the newsroom. It was very early in the morning, and she had gone to the ladies' room, and one of our crews called on the radio and said a gunman had gone into the building, past him into the garage. And this guy was holed up in the building for 2 days, scared out of his wits. hiding in ceiling tiles and stuff. He had apparently held up a pizza joint.
I remember that too.
Yeah, and apparently, you know, they caught him after 2 days, but the police cleared the building twice. They told us we could come in, and then they cleared it out again. They did the 10 o'clock news that Saturday night from the transmitter at what, you know, it's the Willis Tower now. It was the Sears Tower then. And they didn't even have a switcher at the transmitter at that time, so they would have the anchors, and then they'd have to pull out a patch cord and put in another one to get the live shot on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, you have something special to show us?
I, in the rush to bring it down, I forgot. But the only award I've ever won is for working with Roz on the Weekender Report. I help her. You know, she researches and finds all of the material. I help process it and get it into the system. But we've won 2 Lissagore Awards from the Chicago Headline Club, which is part of the Society of Professional Journalists. And I got the plaque for the first one. But when the second one came out, we were in the midst of COVID. And they weren't issuing plaques. And by the time I got around to asking for one, we didn't think they were going to have them available. And this morning, Roz just thrilled me to pieces by giving me this plaque.
Get at it this morning.
This morning.
I made it happen.
Yeah,
Made it happen.
we were told it was
awesome, Dave.
impossible, but Roz did it.
Never say impossible to me.
Never.
Gosh.
That's amazing.
Wow.
You deserve it.
Oh,
you so
well,
deserve
thank
it.
you. Oh,
For everything that you do.
Oh, well,
Seriously.
you know, we work with a lot of very fine people here, and it makes it a real pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Dave, how many different jobs have you done here?
Well,
in 42 years?
two officially. You know, I was a news writer, which also included being a producer.
Okay.
And then I was a media manager. And the election thing is just kind of on top of that, because, you know, there are some years I don't do that at all. Next year will be one. There's no elections in 2025 in Illinois. So that's kind of a little side hustle, you might call it.
Yes. Oh, well, it's been a pleasure
Dave.
strolling down memory lane with you.
Yes.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
For a plethora of information.
Well, we learned a lot from you, right?
Yeah.
So we're celebrating 35 years, learning some history, going down memory lane. We're going to take a quick break. We're back with more. Dave, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Dave.
Thrilled to be with you
Back
guys.
with more in just a second. Hang on.